They call you stubborn. They say you are just interested in luxury and comfort. They think because you are quiet, you are simple, but they have no idea what is happening beneath the surface of the bull. Being a Taurus is like being a mountain. On the outside, everyone sees the trees and the flowers, but deep inside, there are shifting tectonic plates, hidden caves of gold, and a core of molten fire that can shake the earth when it is disturbed. You are the most underestimated sign of the zodiac because you don't feel the need to explain your power to anyone. Today, we are going to peel back the layers of the Taurus mind. We are going into the deep psychology of the sign that holds the world together. We are counting down 20 psychological facts that most people, and even some Tauruses, don't fully understand. We start at number 20, but you must stay until we reach number 1. Because at number 1, I am going to tell you the secret psychological superpower that allows a Taurus to win at life while everyone else is still struggling to start. Take a deep breath, get comfortable. Let's enter the mind of the bull. 20, the psychology of the internal fortress. The first thing you must understand about a Taurus is that their mind is a fortress. They are nice and welcoming, but they have a psychological wall that is 10 feet thick. They don't let people in quickly because they are protecting their inner peace. To a Taurus, peace is not just a feeling, it is their most valuable resource. This is why they seem slow to react. They aren't slow, they are filtering. They are checking to see if your energy is worth the effort of opening the gate. If you provoke a Taurus, you aren't just fighting a person. You are trying to knock down a stone castle. They will simply sit inside and wait for you to get tired. Their greatest strength is their ability to stay calm while the world outside is screaming. Psychologically, this fortress is built during childhood. Most Tauruses learned early on that the world is chaotic, and they decided they would be the one place that remains unshakable. This is why they hate being rushed. Rushing them is an attempt to breach their walls without permission. If you want a Taurus to open up, you have to prove you are a safe guest, not an invader. 19. The sensory processing secret. Taurus is ruled by Venus, but specifically the side of Venus that governs the 5 senses. Psychologically, a Taurus experiences the world with more intensity than other signs. A bad smell, a loud noise, or a scratchy fabric isn't just a nuisance to them. It is a psychic attack. They are constantly tasting and feeling the vibration of their surroundings. Because they are so physically sensitive, they use their environment to regulate their emotions. If a Taurus is stressed, they don't need to talk it out. They need a soft blanket, a high-quality meal, or the smell of rain. They are sensory-driven creatures. This is why they love luxury. It isn't about showing off money. It is about finding a physical environment that doesn't hurt their sensitive nervous system. This sensitivity also makes them incredible lovers and friends. They notice the small things, the way your voice changes when you're sad, or the way a room feels when the tension rises. Their psychology is wired to seek harmony in the physical world. When they find that harmony, their soul can finally rest. Without it, they feel like they are walking on broken glass. 18. The silent archive memory. A Taurus never truly forgets a feeling. Psychologically, they don't store memories like a list of facts. They store them as body memories. If you hurt them 5 years ago, they can still feel the exact physical sensation of that hurt today. This is the root of their legendary stubbornness. They aren't just holding a grudge. They are reacting to a physical memory of pain. They aren't being difficult just for the sake of it. They are protecting themselves based on the archive. If they refuse to go somewhere or do something, it's because their psychological archive is telling them that a specific situation leads to discomfort. They aren't stuck in the past. They are using the past to build a safer future. They view their life as a long-term construction project, and they refuse to use faulty materials twice. This is also why they are so loyal. If you have been a source of safety in their archive, they will protect you forever. Their memory works as a loyalty filter. Once you have earned a gold star in the Taurus archive, you are family for life. But if you end up in the broken file, it is nearly impossible to get out because the Taurus trusts their past sensations more than your new words. 17. The psychology of productive laziness. People call Taurus lazy, but they don't understand the psychological concept of energy conservation. A Taurus is like a battery. They don't waste their power on things that don't matter. They will sit perfectly still for hours, looking like they are doing nothing. But in their mind, they are calculating the most efficient way to finish a task. When they finally decide to move, they move with more force than anyone else. They do the work of 3 people in half the time because they waited for the right moment. This is productive laziness. They don't run in circles, they wait, they aim, and they hit the target. If a Taurus is resting, leave them alone. They are charging their internal engine for a massive move. This mindset allows them to outlast everyone else. While other signs burn out by moving too fast too soon, the Taurus is just getting started. Their psychology is built for the marathon, not the sprint. They understand that a rested mind is a powerful mind. They don't respect hustle for the sake of hustle. They only respect results. The 16, the hidden observer effect. In a group setting, a Taurus is often the quietest person. Psychologically, they are scanning the room. They are reading the body language of everyone present. They can tell who is lying, who is insecure, and who is a real friend within minutes. They don't feel the need to dominate the conversation because they are too busy collecting intelligence. Because they don't talk much. People forget they are there. This is a mistake. The Taurus is gathering data. They know the secrets of the room because they were the only ones quiet enough to hear them. This psychological hidden observer mode is why a Taurus always knows exactly what to say to end an argument or to end a person's ego with just one sentence. They are looking for authenticity. If they find it, they will slowly engage. If they detect a fake persona, they will simply check out mentally. They don't have the energy to play games with people who aren't real. Their silence is their filter. They would rather be alone than spend 1 minute entertaining someone who lacks substance. 15. The chaos filter mechanism. Taurus minds act as a filter for chaos. When life gets messy for the people around them, the Taurus psychologically thickens their energy. They become the rock. They have a psychological need to provide stability, even if they are struggling themselves. They feel a duty to be the person that others can lean on. This is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because they save everyone else. It's a curse because they often bottle up their own stress to keep the room calm. If you have a Taurus in your life, know that they are carrying more than they show. Their mind is designed to absorb the shocks of life so that you don't have to. Deep down, this comes from a fear of losing their own ground. If the world around them is falling apart, they feel they must hold it together to keep their own peace. They are the stewards of the earth. When everyone else is panicking, the Taurus is the one making a list and buying the groceries. They find safety in the act of being useful. 14. The psychology of the slow burn, anger. Taurus anger is not like Aries fire or Scorpio's ice. It is a slow burn. It takes a long time to make a Taurus truly angry. They will give you chance after chance. They will ignore your mistakes. They will try to find a peaceful solution. They value their peace too much to waste it on a fight. But psychologically, they are building up steam. When the limit is reached, the explosion is earth-shattering. They don't just get mad, they delete. When a Taurus reaches the end of their patience, the psychological connection to that person is permanently severed. They don't hate you. They just decide you no longer exist in their reality. This is why people are often shocked by a Taurus's reaction. They think the anger came out of nowhere. But to the Taurus, that anger has been growing for months. They've been keeping a tally of every disrespect. When the final tally is done, the bill is due. And a Taurus always collects their debts. 13. The possessive protector complex. A Taurus is very protective of what they consider theirs. This isn't just about objects. It's about people. Psychologically, if they love you, They root themselves into your life. They see your success as their success and your pain as their pain. They view their inner circle as a sacred garden that they must guard at all costs. This can feel like possessiveness to some, but it is actually stewardship. They feel a deep psychological responsibility to make sure the things and people they love are safe, fed, and happy. If you are in the inner circle of a Taurus, you are under the protection of the most loyal mind in the zodiac. They will fight for you more fiercely than they fight for themselves. This stems from their earth element. An earth sign needs to know where its boundaries are. They need to know what belongs to them so they can nourish it. If you try to take something away from a Taurus, you aren't just stealing an object, you are attacking their sense of security. They will defend their territory with the strength of 100 men. 12. The ritual and routine requirement. For a Taurus, routine is not a boring habit, it is a psychological anchor. Their mind thrives on predictability. Having a morning ritual or a specific way of doing things keeps their anxiety low. When their routine is disrupted, it feels like an earthquake to their psyche. They need to know exactly where the floor is at all times. This is why they struggle with change. It isn't that they can't adapt. It's that change feels like a loss of control over their safety. To get a Taurus to change, you have to prove that the new way is safer and better than the old way. They don't move for newness, they only move for improvement. If you want to support a Taurus, respect their rituals. Don't mock their habits. For them, those habits are the only thing keeping the chaos of the world at bay. When a Taurus feels in control of their day, they can be the most productive and loving people on earth. When they feel rushed or scattered, they become the stubborn bull that refuses to budge. When a Taurus sets a goal, their psychology shifts into tunnel vision. They lose interest in distractions. They don't care about what others are doing. They become obsessed with the finish line. They have an incredible ability to ignore the noise of the world and focus purely on the task at hand. This is the psychological root of their success. They have the stamina of the spirit. While others get bored or tired, the Taurus keeps walking. They don't need motivation, they have will. If a Taurus tells you they are going to do something, you can consider it done. Time is irrelevant to them, only the result matters. They are the builders of the zodiac. They understand that greatness takes time. Their psychology is wired to appreciate the process as much as the prize. They are the ones who will work on a single project for years until it is perfect. They don't want fast, they want forever. 10. The psychology of physical validation. A Taurus does not believe in words. Psychologically, words are cheap and airy. They need physical proof of everything. If you love them, show them. If you are successful, show the results. If you have a plan, show the blueprint. They are the show me sign of the zodiac. This can make them seem cynical, but it's actually a safety mechanism. They don't want to get their hopes up based on promises that might break. They want to touch, taste, and see the reality of a situation. This psychological need for the concrete is why they are so good with money and real estate. They understand the value of things that are tangible. This also applies to their relationships. A Taurus needs physical touch, hugs, holding hands, and closeness. Without it, they feel emotionally malnourished. They don't need 1,000 text messages. They need you to sit on the couch with them and be present. To a Taurus, being there physically is the ultimate form of love. 9. The inner artist shadow. Many people miss the fact that Taurus is deeply artistic. Psychologically, they have a high aesthetic requirement. Everything around them must be beautiful, or at least orderly. They have an internal golden ratio that they apply to everything. If a room is ugly, they cannot think clearly. This makes them secret perfectionists. They might not show you their work until it is flawless. They have a psychological fear of putting something ugly or half-finished into the world. They are the sign that will rewrite a sentence 10 times because the rhythm of the words doesn't feel right yet. They find peace in creation. Whether it is gardening, cooking, or painting, they need to be making something beautiful. This is their way of communicating with the universe. When a Taurus is creating, they are at their most spiritual. They are turning the raw materials of the earth into a reflection of the divine. 8. The psychology of the slow learner myth. There is a myth that Taurus is slow to learn. This is psychologically false. They are actually deep learners. While others skim the surface and memorize facts, a Taurus needs to understand the why and the how of everything. They need to absorb the information into their very bones. Once a Taurus learns something, they know it better than anyone else. They don't just know the information, they own it. They are the masters of their crafts because they took the time to build a solid foundation. They are the people you go to when you want to know how something really works. This makes them incredibly reliable. You never have to explain a task to a Taurus twice. Once they have processed the information, it is locked in forever. They are the sign of the slow and steady win. They don't care about being the first to finish. They care about being the last one standing. 7. The material emotionalism connection. Taurus connects their emotions to their belongings. Psychologically, an object isn't just an object, it's a memory. That old sweater or that chipped mug has emotional weight. Throwing things away feels like throwing away a part of their soul. This is why they are often accused of being hoarders. They are building a physical museum of their lives. Each item is a grounding cord that connects them to a time when they felt happy or safe. To understand a Taurus, you have to understand the stories of their things. They don't love stuff, they love the feelings that stuff provides. When a Taurus gives you something, it is a huge psychological move. They are giving you a piece of their safety net. They are sharing their physical comfort with you. This is their way of saying you are part of their foundation. It is one of the highest compliments a Taurus can pay. 6. The silent strength complex. A Taurus has a psychological pride in their strength. They don't talk about how much they are carrying. They don't complain about the weight of their burdens. They have a stoic psychology. They believe that being strong is their primary role in life. This can be dangerous because they don't know when to ask for help. They will carry a heavy load until their back breaks because their ego is tied to being the solid one. They fear that if they show weakness, the whole world will fall apart. They need to learn that it's okay to let someone else be the rock for a while. If you are a friend to a Taurus, don't wait for them to ask for help. They won't. Just show up and do the work. They will appreciate it more than you can imagine. They need to be reminded that they are allowed to be human, not just a mountain. 5. The comfort zone evolution. A Taurus will stay in a bad situation for a long time if it is comfortable. Psychologically, the known evil is better than the unknown good. They are the masters of the comfort zone. They would rather deal with a difficult job or relationship than face the terrifying vacuum of the unknown. However, when they do decide to change, it is a total transformation. They don't do little changes. They burn the old field so a new one can grow. This is their evolution. They stay still for a long time, and then they make one massive, life-altering move. They are the sign of the tectonic shift. This is why they seem so consistent until they aren't. They are slowly gathering the courage to leave the comfort zone. When they finally move, there is no going back. They have already psychologically moved out months before they physically left. 4. The psychology of the moral compass. A Taurus has a very simple, very firm moral code. They believe in honesty, hard work, and loyalty. Psychologically, they don't like gray areas. They want things to be black and white. They want to know what the rules are so they can follow them or build better ones. They are the conscience of the zodiac. If a Taurus thinks you are doing something wrong, they will tell you. Not to be mean, but because they can't stand the instability of a lie. They need the world to be honest so they can feel safe in it. A lie is like a crack in the foundation of their reality. This makes them the best business partners and friends. They are predictably good. You don't have to wonder if a Taurus is going to betray you. If they said they are with you, they are with you. Their psychology is built on the old ways of honor and respect. 3. The pleasure principle drive. Taurus is the sign of the good life. Psychologically, they are driven by pleasure. But it isn't just hedonism, it's a soul need. They need to feel good in their skin. They need to enjoy the fruits of their labor. They don't see the point in working hard if you don't take the time to eat the cake. This is their secret to happiness. They don't wait for a big event to be happy. They find joy in a good cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. They are the masters of micro-happiness. Their psychology is tuned to find beauty in the everyday. This keeps them grounded. While other signs are chasing ghosts, the Taurus is enjoying the garden. They understand that life is happening now, not in some distant future. They are the teachers of presence. By being with a Taurus, you learn how to actually live in your body. 2, the unbreakable will, stubbornness. We have to talk about the stubbornness. Psychologically, this is actually integrity. A Taurus refuses to be moved by outside forces. If they don't believe in something, they won't do it. You can scream, you can cry, and you can threaten, but the bull will not budge if their heart isn't in it. This is a defensive mechanism. They know that if they start moving for everyone else, they will lose their center. They are unmovable because they are protecting their self. This is the quality that allows them to build empires. They don't care about the opinions of the crowd. They only care about what they know to be true. To work with a Taurus, you have to appeal to their logic and their comfort. If you can show them how a move benefits them, they will move. But if you try to force them, you will fail. They are the unstoppable force when they want to be, but they are the immovable object when they don't. 1, the psychology of the unshakable worth. The number one psychological fact about Taurus is their inherent sense of worth. At their highest level, a Taurus does not look for validation from the outside world. They don't need likes, they don't need applause, and they don't need your permission to be happy. They have an internal well of value that never runs dry. They are the only sign that truly understands that value comes from within. Psychologically, they are the king or queen of the earth. They know that as long as they are grounded and true to themselves, they are rich, even if their bank account is empty. This is the secret superpower. Because they know their own worth. They cannot be manipulated, they cannot be bullied, and they cannot be broken. This is why they are so stable. They aren't trying to prove anything to you. They are just existing in their own power. When a Taurus reaches this level of self-actualization, they become a light for everyone else. They show us that we don't have to run, we don't have to scream, and we don't have to change for anyone. We just have to stand our ground and be who we were made to be. We have traveled through the secret valleys of the Taurus mind. You are the heartbeat of the world. To those who love a Taurus, you are walking with a mountain. Don't try to move them. Just appreciate the shade and the fruit they provide. If you treat them with respect, they will be the most loyal foundation your life will ever have. Before we leave this space, I want you to go to the comments and type, "I am grounded." Let's fill the comments with that